I have been a footballer for clubs in India, and I've been a coach myself for the last 8 years and 8 to 9 years, and also run a very successful non-residential academy, which means players coming in 1 hour, 3 days a week.
Okay.
Fundamentally, technique is everything, and technique can be developed with the number of touches people have on the ball. We will notice in academies you have got a big line of 20 players. A lot of fitness can be developed while playing, as long as we can manage the intensity, a little bit of pushing from outside from the coach, instead of those traditional fitness exercises. Third is that as many matches have to be played. There are enough academies who will charge fees from players. They'll want them training for so many days in a week, but not make them play matches because they are afraid of, as you had mentioned in one of the previous questions, that tournament pressure. That
Correct.
my academy will lose somewhere and I'll have a bad name. Tomorrow, other students will not come.
Hey guys, welcome back to our podcast, Success Talk with Deepali. So we have today very special guest, and he belongs to very unique and different profession. Always we see that people are getting success into educational field, but he is belonging from football profession. He is the owner of Residential Football Academy. The name of academy is Pioneer Football Club. He belongs from Pune. The name of today's special guest is Riyan Roy Shaha. So, hello Riyan, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you. How are you doing?
Yeah, I'm also doing good. Thank you
Super.
so much. And nice to see you here. And I'm so excited to know about you, your journey, and of course, right now, whatever you are doing. This is really, really exciting to me. So, I want to know more about you.
It's wonderful being on the show Success Talks with Deepali, because this is an opportunity to talk about something that we don't talk about enough, which is football in India. I'm Ryan. I am a UEFA B licensed football coach based in Pune, running Pune Pioneers Football Club, the only All India Football Federation accredited residential football academy.
Okay, all right. So it is really nice. So you're a director of Pioneer Football Club Academy in Pune, and I saw like your Instagram page and lot of things I saw, and it's really amazing. So like when you came to this, like what is the inspiration to start this kind of residential football academy?
Right, so just to go into my life, I have been a footballer for clubs in India, and I've been a coach myself for the last 8 years and 8 to 9 years, and also run a very successful non-residential academy, which means players coming in 1 hour, 3 days a week.
Okay.
But the ambition is far greater than that. It is to produce players for India and for foreign clubs. And that is impossible to do when we are looking at 1 hour, 3 days a week. And that's why we decided that a residential academy is the dream. It's the way to move forward, because there we can control their training hours, control their gym, their swimming pool, their diet, their sleep, their education, and produce holistic footballers who can hopefully represent the country very soon.
Wow, this is really nice concept and unique concept actually. Before moving to this topic, I just want to know how was your bachpan? How was your childhood?
Okay.
Yeah.
So I was born in the UK,
Huh?
grew up a little bit in Bahrain, in India, lived in Mumbai, Pune, Nasik, as well as a bit in Calcutta. And just started off, of course, playing for my school team, and then was good enough, selected to play for a few reputed clubs in Mumbai. And then from there decided that my passion lies in coaching, got my certifications done, worked with a few with players from different backgrounds, different ages, different genders, and saw a bit of success in terms of players who have already represented India, represented Maharashtra state, represented foreign clubs. So, that is basically me. Football is everything for me.
Wow.
Morning to night, I would say that football is a worse addiction than drugs or alcohol. Yeah.
This is really nice actually, and you your childhood was also great.
Yeah.
But I have little bit of concession here. Like,
Yeah.
see, in which family we belongs, or in Indian culture,
Yeah.
mostly our parents, our society is not supporting to being into this kind of a profession.
Yeah.
So you are so successful right now. That is another thing. But when, as a student, if anyone wants to start with a football uh, career, so there is a lot of oppose, right?
Yeah.
So how to change this kind of a thought from the society?
Right. So I think, India being such a beautiful country with so many people, 1.4, 1.5 billion, I reckon that this monopoly of the country doing well in cricket mainly, a big factor is to do with parents not willing to take that risk with with their wards going into sports. I have been lucky very personally that I've had parents who have been extremely supportive,
Correct.
and that is perhaps why I am where I am and what I am today. And because of that, because this is how the ecosystem works. I have had parents who have supported me and now created an environment through our residential academy where parents can actually send their kids to learn holistically, ensure that football is happening at 100% and education is happening at 100%. Now, my message to all parents is that, the mind is great when it comes to academics, but what about the physical well-being? So it's always good to, kids uh, can have, I would say, hobbies of various kinds, but sports is a wonderful hobby to have. It teaches everything in life. And as long as parents are willing to take that little gamble, they'll be surprised at how many of their, I mean, we would be surprised of how many more sports people would come in the country and do well, not just in cricket, but in so many other sports.
Wow, that's really nice.
Yeah,
So this is all about, I think, mindset, as you
it
have
is.
mentioned, and right now, day by day, that mindset is getting
Yeah.
changed. So, just I want to know, like, so you have a residential club.
Yeah.
So, as you have mentioned, you are doing a lot of things over there. So, what is the schedule of your student?
Yeah, so the schedule I would say is really, really barbaric.
That's
So, a typical day is that the players wake up at 5 a.m. They train 6 a.m. to 7:30 a.m. So 1.5 hours in the morning, and then they come back, they get changed, they have their breakfast, they go to school. Now, school is a full-fledged school, so they could choose whichever board. It could be regular ICSE, CBSE, or SSC, or it could be NIOS, National Institute of Open Schooling, which is something I have done when I was in class 10, and it's perfect for sports people because it allows a flexible schedule. Now, they do rigorous academics because, as I said, I'm repeating, football happens, but academics also happens at equal intensity. Thereafter, they'll come back and they'll again, they'll have their lunch, have a little break, again train for 1.5 hours in the evening. So you're looking at 3 hours per day, 1.5 hours in the morning, 1.5 hours in the evening of pure football training. And then thereafter they'll come back, they'll have their leisure time, they will have their a compulsory 45 minutes of studies, dinner, and then they go to bed. Their day ends at 9 p.m. So it's a very regimental lifestyle, Monday to Friday. But having said that, we don't want to overload them. So Saturdays and Sundays is kept completely free. So if they have a match to play on the weekend, the next day is completely free. They can get up late, they can do what they want. All because we want Monday to Friday to be at 100% intensity.
Wow, this is really nice. I mean,
Yeah.
it's a 50-50%, I would like to say.
Yeah.
Like, education is also going, and
Yeah.
this football. So, you're managing very well.
Yeah.
But like right now, you're so successful. You are getting all over India from
Yeah.
all over India students.
So our players, I'm really proud that we have created an ashram kind of environment, right? As I told you before the show, we have players from the northeast of India. So we have players from Arunachal Pradesh, Nagaland, Assam, Manipur. We have players from Goa, then Uttarakhand, Uttar Pradesh, Kerala.
Wow.
We have players. In fact, we have some players whose parents are based in Dubai. We have a player from Nepal. It's amazing because you can imagine we are truly getting the whole of the country together. Take for example the northeast. They have very different eating habits, very different cultural habits.
Correct.
Compared to, let's say, the west of India or the north or the south. Same way, south of India are that's why India is beautiful. And I think we are doing a marvelous job in getting everyone together, catering to everyone's needs, and we have what I call a institution or an organization that's truly stronger than a family. That's the bond we
True.
have.
Nice. And when like students are coming from different places, you're
Yeah.
maintaining that diversity
Yeah.
as well.
Yeah.
And you have created that family bond.
Yeah.
That is the most
Yeah.
important thing. So this is really amazing. But like I would like to ask you that when you have started this journey, a lot of challenges were there, right?
Definitely.
So I just want to know what kind of challenges you faced.
Well, so when you have to open a residential academy, the investment is huge. What I mean
Oh.
is upwards of a crore.
Hmm.
Now, if you look at it from a business sense, that you could easily get a better return on investment putting 1 crore plus on a quintessential business.
Correct.
The challenges that we face in residential, number one is that, see, we have a lot of demand, but unfortunately in Indian football, and this is a big negative which we really want to change, which is that everyone wants to win even at youth. So what they'll do is they'll assemble the best of players from everywhere and offer them 100% scholarship, so
Okay.
completely free of charge, which is good for those kids. However, for organizations, basically everyone, I mean, a lot of enquiries say we also want it free of charge. Now if they went to a normal school, they wouldn't say that we want this free, because or if they went to a hostel, they wouldn't say we want it free. But here there is that expectation which I hope can change very soon, because the value that they are provided, only because certain people within Indian football and academies want to win games, that is what has spoiled everything. And when we talk as a business, it hits hard. So we have players, everyone pays fees, and our fees are in fact lesser than what the fees are of other academies outside. So just to give you an example, you're looking at 5 lakhs a year as fees from charged by academies all around. We are at 3.25 lakhs. So,
Okay.
and the services we are giving, like AC accommodation, 4
Okay.
nutritious meals a day, 2 11-a-side AstroTurf pitches, gym, pool, ice bath, jacuzzi.
Oh.
We have, a sauna. We have created everything in Wagholi, Pune.
So you have created luxury place actually.
100%. And for what we are charging, it's peanuts. Now, that's the first challenge. The other challenge is and it's a continuous challenge, that remember, parents are giving us their most prized possession, their kids.
Correct, yeah.
So it is a huge responsibility where we cannot go wrong. So our operations now, I'm telling you about the kid schedule, you can imagine, I'm blessed with some amazing staff, and I want to really name them, because without them the academy won't run. So like, we have an operations head called Novajyoti, we have a head coach called Achis, we have
Wow.
some brilliant coaches called Vidhi, Jackson, Nero. We have a great physiotherapist called Dr. Snigdha. We have a social media manager who makes everyone look amazing called Lavanya. So we have a psychologist called Shruti. So we have a close-knit team that are working relentlessly to ensure that the parents' prized possession are taken care of very tenderly, with as less errors as possible. And I want parents to be proud that they have made a good decision, because remember, it's not easy for parents to not see their kids for 11
Correct.
months in a year.
Correct.
So that is the biggest challenge, you could say, but also responsibility.
It's a responsibility, more about a responsibility, because parents are sending their kids to you, and like they cannot blindly trust, and that trust you are providing, actually, the better
100%.
education, the better each and everything,
Yeah.
better service, and they are like relaxed.
Yeah.
Okay, my child is doing very good and in a right position and right hands.
Yeah, because you can imagine, if we go wrong in this, we are actually hindering the development of a child.
Correct.
And that is, as I would say, hindering the development of a child is as bad as a criminal offense.
Yes.
So, that's why it's a big responsibility.
Correct. And you are actually creating the youth.
Yes.
You're creating the future of nation, and that's your doing a lot of contribution to that. You are taking a lot of hard work, because as you said, your schedule is starting at 5.
Yes.
So it's not easy, right?
Right.
To maintain each and everything. So how many staff you have? Like,
Yeah. So I would say, as I said, we have one operations manager, Novajyoti. We have a head coach called Achis. We have other coaches, Vidhi, Jackson, Nero. We have a social media manager called Lavanya. We have a physiotherapist called Snigdha. We have a psychologist called Shruti. We have 2 people, our main people, the caretakers of the society, Sana and Javed. So we have got 10 staff. and on
Okay.
top of that we have some consulting staff as well.
So you're not only handling students, you're handling the staff as
Yeah,
well.
yeah.
So ultimately you're managing
Yes.
entire business.
Yes, yeah.
So this is a great achievement. So like as we say that you are getting a student from different like states, from different location, right? So like when parents are coming to you, so like what is that stressed points, simply I can say, what kind of like in short, I just wanted to ask you what best qualities you're providing to students.
Yeah. So anyone who even comes for an admission comes with a lot of doubt, because number one, you're talking about asking them to surrender their child for 11 months,
Yes.
and number two, for a sport that is not big, I would say recognized big enough, football in India. So that doubt is going to happen with anyone who steps in through our door. But when they actually step in and they see what we have created, they see the way our staff take care of our kids, basically the passion for football is clearly evident the moment you get in, because it's like a football paradise. And on top of that, because we have two classrooms, air conditioned, they know that, okay, two classrooms means that we are genuinely wanting them to excel in education as well. On top of that, we have got a brilliant dining space, a leisure room with all board games, air conditioned, with a huge television. So, and again, air conditioned beds, all of that. So they see that their child will be living comfortably and without too much concern. And plus, Pune Pioneers Football Club as a club comes with a enormous reputation of already producing players for, as I said, the country, the
Wow.
state, and also that combines and we do really well.
Wow, really great.
Yeah.
Okay,
Yeah.
all right. If any student wants to start the journey in a football, so what is the age?
Well, I think the earlier the better. A footballer should actually start at the age of 1.5.
Oh,
Yeah. So now, we are not expecting a 1.5-year-old child to play real football, but parents can introduce them to, let's say, crumpled newspaper or maybe a softball. Get them, of course, the natural tendencies, pick it up, but then gradually make them kick it. And everything about a player at elite level, the most profound quality required is technical quality. So they should be able to pass a ball, control a ball, dribble a ball, shoot a ball, like even in their sleep. And that is why we have morning and evening sessions where in the morning it's dedicated towards that.
Correct.
1.5 years is of course the best time to start. But again, culturally in India, see, I mean, why do we do well in cricket? You'll see enough number of kids with a bat in their hand. Now that is what we need to see happening in football and every other sport that's played in the country. But if we talk more realistically, maybe the age of 4 or 5 would be a good time.
okay. But as you have mentioned, like they need to start from 1.5.
Yeah.
But it's a natural sport, I would like to say, because I have a kid, he is having a 2.5 years.
Yeah.
So they start naturally this thing. Like
Yes.
you just give to them ball and they will kick it, they will play with this. So I think football is a natural quality within us.
For sure.
Right?
Because a child, you give them a ball and they are artists.
Yes.
They will perhaps invent their own sport. They may catch it. Like motor skills is really profound over here, and they are magical. And that's why the more contact they have with a ball is the better the better they get.
Correct.
Yeah.
So as I observe a lot of time, football, there are most of the time there are like males are involved. So like what is the scope for females as well?
So if you look at our logo, Pune Pioneers Football Club logo, you'll see there's a male and there's a female on either side. We are genuinely and truly passionate about female football development.
Wow.
In fact, the players we have produced, the one who's playing for India is a woman. Most of our state players are girls. So we have had a lot of success in the women's football sphere. I'm glad that we have a coach called Coach Achis who's passionate about women's football more than males football. So that's where I've got a benefit in terms of and yes, residential wise, we have decided, unlike a lot of residential academies, that we will have a male and female residential academy. Most of them avoid, because of course when you're taking care of young females, there's additional precaution to be taken in terms of their safety, in terms of their welfare. We are happy to do that. if you look at our staff, we have got men and women, which is kind of unheard of in residential football academies in India right now. Now, in terms of scope, now we talk about when will India play the World Cup. The women's national football team is higher ranked than the men's football team. So actually, there's a bigger chance of our Indian women's team playing the World Cup quicker than the men's team. So that's the scope that we talk about. Now, in terms of the reality, that what is the livelihood, earnings, and all that. There, if they play for the state, they can secure government jobs. The biggest league in the country is the Indian Women's League, where you have players who are earning a few lakhs in a month, or quite a few thousands in a month. So that scope is there, and where we want to make a difference is actually train girls. Hopefully, see, right now we have 2 girls in our residential academy, but I'm 100% sure that's going to grow. And I want to see 8 years, 9-year-old girls come, because when they prepare and train every single day, imagine what level they can go to, because unfortunately the quality of training available to the girls is not as good as boys as of today in India.
Okay, that's really great actually. So when student comes to you and you're providing training to them, so I would like to know, is it like more about a talent or discipline? What you follow most?
Yeah, so I would prefer discipline. Because without discipline, the talent will fade away.
Okay.
Now, we talk about motivation. Nobody, you don't need motivation in your life. If you only need motivation, what means is the day you're not motivated, you'll decide I'm not going to work as hard.
True.
Whereas discipline wise, if you have that discipline that one day I might be sleepy, one day I might be a little hungry, but I'm still going to go at it every day. That is what's going to then polish the talent further. So that's why I would put discipline at number 1 over anything else.
Wow, that's really nice. So like you are already giving a training to youngest age. I just wanted to know that. So right now there is a lot of addictions, lot of distraction due to the social media, mobile. So as a coach, what kind of a message you will give to the youth?
Okay. So we run workshops very regularly. One of them is, of course, the social media guidelines, classroom. These are proper detailed classroom sessions. One is against the use of alcohol, cigarettes, narcotics. One is, of course, about what you're part of social media, what you're consuming on the internet, because the internet is a very big place to get a lot of good information, but also bad information.
Correct.
So we are constantly educating kids. We have professionals coming in to do that. It's not coaches who are doing all of this, professionals in their field doing it. And we just tell them that, football is a short career. You can only, even if you're the best in the world, you'll maximum maybe go till 35. If you're really lucky, or if you're running your life well, 40. There is time if you really are indisciplined and want to go into all of that. But because it's such a short career and such a competitive career, only a few people reach there. Otherwise, everyone would want to be a professional footballer. That avoid any of this at all costs, because being a physical sport, the moment you indulge in this, you are going to it's going to affect your eating habits, your sleep cycle, and that's going to result in a deterioration of performance.
Okay. Okay, as you have mentioned, it's a short career. Like why?
Well, because physiologically, because of how intense the sport is, you cannot, you're running 12-14 kilometers in one match. So the body cannot go more than 35-40 doing this at elite level.
Physical.
Yes, so that's why the footballers reach their prime at the age of 27-28.
Okay.
And after that, depending on, again back to your question, if they are disciplined enough, if they are again eating well, sleeping well, I'm going to say this a lot on this podcast, that is what's going to elongate their career. Okay. Otherwise, I have seen footballers who have decided to enjoy life a little more, and by 30, 31, 32, they have declined. Nowhere to be heard. Seen or heard. Yeah.
Okay, so most of the time parents and students, they are preferring like 1 or 2 hour session of football, right? But you have created this residential football academy. So like how you are dealing with this kind of a thing, like how you're managing parents to come to residential program?
Yeah, so the genesis of this problem is that you have parents don't really give too much importance to sports. It's all about overloading the kids with academics.
Okay.
So it's a common trend. Okay, they'll put them in an academy, but the moment their exams are coming up, they'll pull them out for a month or two before that, saying that they need to study. There is actually no evidence till today that proves that if you get that student to stop playing, it's going to improve their marks. There is no evidence till today. We have really researched on this. We need to now, coming to our residential academy, we have put that trust in them that it is actually possible to have academic excellence along with sporting excellence. It's just about how we manage the kids. So I'm going to say this is going to annoy a lot of parents, but I think whichever parents take this step, I think it is more to do with bad parenting rather than because if it's not proven, no point. And also they have the audacity to ask coaches that why is my child not improving when they are actually only sending them for that 1 hour, 3 days a week, and that too maybe 6 or 8 months in a year. So that's what residential kind of changes the entire thing. The students are spending their time more wisely and more productively.
Okay. So when you have started like residential thing, so you have got the doubt now whether parents will support or not, whether they will prefer or not this kind of. So how you deal with this situation?
Well, you have to be crazy to be in football. Firstly, you need to put business logic, of course, otherwise you're dead. But there are certain things where we have to still go heart over head. Like if you run a retail store, you're running it with your head. If you're running a football academy, you're running it with your heart. So I just decided to plunge in and just create a program that is so strong that if not this year, definitely in 2 or 3 years, parents are going to be recognizing us as the place to send players for holistic development.
Wow, nice. So there are a lot of students, they are like homesick as well. How you're managing?
Yes, we have had that problem. We have had players, so it's not uncommon. On day 1 or day 2, players actually end up in tears. And that too, this is usually happens just before they are sleeping, because that's the time when they have time to think and do whatever, and they are in tears. So there's a common dialogue I tell them that, oh, you're crying. Guess what? That's not a bad thing at all. It's a natural thing. I'm glad, and your parents will be proud that you actually have that emotional connect with them, that you're remembering them, which is as I would say the generation is progressing, the emotional connect between kids and parents is actually reducing if you look at it. So here, that's the first thing. It's a brilliant feeling to have. Secondly, it is that, okay, now if you want to cry, please cry, go for it. But also remember that you have come here with a purpose, and your parents have that expectation that you're going to shine. So the best way to avoid feeling homesick is be so involved in our program, which is already so heavy. And this has worked marvelously so far. I'm telling you, homesickness, like now I expect it happening on the day 1 or day 2 of every new student coming in.
Yeah,
but it's okay.
That is natural, and
it's
of
natural.
Course the age and everything matters a lot. And like in the upcoming year, what is the vision?
Well, in the upcoming year now, if you ask usual academies, they'll say either we want to produce players for India, or we want to win national competition. In this 1 year, I'm really aiming for more players to actually play in Europe. Because see, if the aim is for them to play for India, they will play state level, national level, all of that. But if the aim is for them to play abroad, Indian national team becomes a cakewalk. That's one. Second is that I want us to do really, really well in at least one. I'm aiming for one international tournament participation in this year itself.
Wow,
and I really want to win it so that we can have more parents. Now, I'm never going to say make 1.4, 1.5 billion Indians proud, because hardly out of those 1.5 billion, I don't know how many people even know about football.
Not possible,
right?
as well.
So, but for the ones who do, I want us to be recognized as a place that, okay, you send your child here. The horizon is not just limited to India, it's limited to abroad. to international.
Okay,
We have
nice.
a tie-up with a company called Athletic West, and we have a tie-up with a UEFA Champions League club called Celtic Football Club, where we are trying to create these pathways to see more and more people go abroad. And we have one player playing in England and one player playing in Poland. So
Wow.
I'm not just imagining; we have been there, done
Actually
that.
happening this.
Now we are just going to amplify the success. That's
Sure,
basically it.
sure. And the scope is huge actually.
Yeah.
Nowadays there is a lot of awareness because in a previous days it was not that much. Nowadays like social media
Yeah.
and people are watching on TV,
Yeah.
like mobile, like sports is heavily growing
Yes.
on, so people
Yes.
are supporting, right?
Yes, yes.
So what kind of a tournaments are happening?
So we are providing the biggest tournament in the country for youth, which is the AIFF, All India Football Federation Youth League, which
Okay.
is a tournament for under 14, under 16, and under 18. If a player is not playing in that tournament, then I think they are delusional if they think that they can have a career in the sport, because they have to, at youth level, be playing right at the top, and that's something we offer. Just for the match experience, we also make them play the Pune District Youth League. We make them play some other reputed long tournaments, and we make them play something called the Thane Elite Division. So we are the only
Okay.
club in Pune giving a platform to play outside Pune. Now, these are the tournaments we offer, and these are the tournaments, the only tournaments that are available that can really amplify someone's career.
Wow, nice.
So yeah, so anyone who takes admission, they directly get a platform to showcase their talent at the national level.
National level. Nice. This is really nice. One thing I have like noticed, like you have mentioned, like we are going to with a lot of tournaments, but as you know, you are running the academy, so there is a lot of pressure as well, right?
Okay. But what
Pressure-
kind of pressure?
Like pressure is like it's a competition because
Yes.
in a regular education it's a different. It doesn't matter like that person is getting that much mark or not, because we mind consideration is there are all kind of students.
Yeah.
Like intelligent, average,
Right,
low. So
right.
that mindset is done.
Yeah.
But you are specifically working for football,
Correct.
and you are making the king,
Yeah.
that person,
Right,
the
right.
best players.
Yes.
Pressure is there, a lot of, right?
So tournament pressure, if we're talking about tournament pressure, I would not take that as too much pressure at youth, because see, like how when a child is at school, they attend classes. Why are they attending those classes? So that they can do their exams. Same way, why are people training for football? So they can play matches. Now it's just it's our duty to actually play so many matches. Now we have spoken so much of about the positives in the last 2 years. When on our non-residential side, we have not had that much success. I mean, I left the city for a year, approximately a year, and the club was on the decline. We were not winning as many trophies as we used to before. But I was not worried, because our players were playing, they were participating. Winning happens at adult level, senior level. Now, if I take the pressure of winning, I will then spoil the learning experience, spoil the enjoyment for the players by putting that pressure on them,
Correct.
which I want to avoid. So matches is what I would say, if you ask me what is your favorite hobby or other your favorite activity, I would say making kids play matches, standing on the side and enjoying. It's better than a movie. So yeah, so that's why we should this pressure is actually also created by parents, that they want to see their child win.
Yeah.
And I'm tired of telling people, parents, that winning that under 9 match, your 8-year-old child winning that under 9 match is not going to be remembered 10 years later. There is development. If I want an under 9 to win, all I have to do is put a tall person up front, someone who can kick the ball hard behind. They go kick it high straight to the player up front, and they score. End of story. Champions, happy days.
Okay.
But the technical development is lacking completely. They won't really know how to pass under pressure and other aspects.
Like small
Yeah.
things
Yes,
we have to
yes.
improve.
So we as adults cannot be carried away by tournament pressure.
True. Okay, so as you have mentioned one thing that you mentioned, like it was the period where you want to just left everything, right? Then what was the turning point in your life that then you have again restarted and you just decided, no, I want to do this now?
Okay, you're saying about having football as a lifestyle, a career, and everything, right?
Uh-huh.
So I am quite apart from football, I would say I'm quite an idiot. Like, I'm not very skilled with, like, there are some basic things in life that I probably don't know. Football is a place where I'm confident I can do anything. I can move heaven and earth. It just so happens, it's just happened that because of football, one has an identity, one has something. There's no, I didn't have a backup option. As a child, I wanted to be a footballer. As an adult, I wanted to be a coach. That moved into becoming a technical director somewhere, and then running one's own residential academy today. So I wouldn't think that I could answer that question. I've not been in that situation.
Okay.
Football is everything. It's life.
Everything.
And also, like, I mean, it's a very different life. I mean, even like when I was watching your podcast, most people have a suit, a blazer on, and all that, and I've come in a polo t-shirt. So this is football. This is sports.
You are like natural what you are doing actually, and you are representing.
I am what I am. No, nothing fake. It is what
nice.
it is.
And the most important part is that your family has also supported positively.
Yes.
Because in our like culture, families are not supporting to sports that much.
Yes.
You're so lucky actually.
Very lucky. And again, as I said, so the owner of the Pune Pioneers Football Club is actually not me. It's my mother.
Okay. Wow, that's really great.
And because if she did not support, then any kind of good work, magic work one wouldn't have the opportunity to do that.
Wow.
So that's why I consider myself more like an employee rather than an owner of Pune Pioneers.
Wow. We would like to interview her because she is developing great future actually towards the youth as well, and she has supported a lot of that. Is a mostly like appreciable thing, I would like to say. And one more thing is that she is boosting women empowerment as well. Because in our culture, this is not supported that much right now as well.
Right. So I'll just give you a little trivial fact. So she herself was a state level table tennis player.
Oh.
And her father, my grandfather, was a footballer for the Indian national team. He used to play as a defender. And he's played for a reputed club, Mohan Bagan, and and then was in the army and all that. So I think sports comes with it, is in our DNA.
It was a generation
Yes.
And you are also following that legacy.
Yeah, I think I would call ourselves Khandani sportsmen. Yes.
True.
Yeah.
But this is really good actually. See, for example, I'm a business owner. I'm running a business. But it is not mandatory. Like my kid will become a business owner.
Correct.
He can select different culture, but you have like walking on a same path. That is a great thing, and you're maintaining that legacy.
Actually, that's what I'm saying. So I'm downplaying the business side of it, but running a sports club is a very tough business to run because you're not. Firstly, you have a clientele. If you're talking in business sense, our target audience who are not always convinced.
Correct.
We need to take that extra step in sales to convince them that something will happen.
Too much.
Yes, so that's why it is, and the biggest risk is that because you're doing it with your heart and not your head, if you get overly passionate, you might just decide, okay, we are playing this tournament. These players are not able to pay that per player contribution.
Correct.
But then we want the team to do well, so from my own pocket I might just say, okay, let this player play for free. So that's a very dangerous thing to do, but yes, it's completely like if we mess up in the business, we are dead as a sports club for sure.
True. So in this field, like results are also matter a lot. Like when parents or student comes to you, they see the result, like what result you have created. So would you like to share any stories of your students?
I will.
Stories.
We have had, so I'll talk about, of course, our India player. So her name is Pooja Gupta. She was with us. I mean, this is even before the residential. So she came on board when she was 11 or 12 at a school I was at. Came from a lesser economic background, like, I mean, not as affluent. And that is what determined her. It's a beautiful story because she, being a female child from a very, very conservative family, decided to take up the sport of football. She used to train relentlessly. Sometimes at that time, I used to run 4-hour sessions as well. She used to do that without any complaints, with complete joy, wanted to improve every day, despite pressure from family, from other external relatives, from friends, just stuck to it. And then she was picked up by another club in the city who are blessed to be able to pick up the best players from the city and then go and play bigger tournaments. And from there, then she went and represented the state, the district, captained the district, I think, if I'm not mistaken, captained the state, and is now in the Indian team. So that is the most inspirational story. But if you are talking about other inspirations, not just about where they have achieved in sports, We have had students, of course, I'm never going to name them, but students who have considered committing suicide but have not committed suicide because suddenly they are enjoying the sport so much.
Okay.
We have got one child who's going through their parents who have a bad divorce going on at home, but that doesn't affect because football is their whatever you call it, retreat. We have had one student whose brother is a murderer who is now in jail for life. He is completely chilled out and he's into football. He's a coach today, getting educated and all that, all because of football. So my true success, I would say, is these stories. Sporting achievements will keep happening, but these stories is what changes lives.
Yeah, you are actually kind of solving their problems from their life, because sport is a passion. Ultimately, you are into a sport, but this is very highlighted point.
Right,
like people are like, you're solving their problems. It's really nice, I guess.
Yeah. Sports is magical.
Yeah. Okay. What are the biggest mistake academies are doing?
The biggest mistakes. Let's just, because Europe is my vision. Players going and playing in Europe. What do clubs in Europe do that we don't do in India? Fundamentally, technique is everything, and technique can be developed with the number of touches people have on the ball. We will notice in academies you have got a big line of 20 players waiting to kick that ball, and you have the coach who's actually just laying off that ball. So the players will have 2 touches of the ball in 2 minutes, and the coach has had 50 touches of the ball or 100 touches. So, we need to have the players active and engaged as much as possible. That's one. Second is that a lot of fitness can be developed while playing. As long as we can manage the intensity, a little bit of pushing from outside from the coach, instead of those traditional fitness exercises. Third is that as many matches have to be played. There are enough academies who will charge fees from players. They'll want them training for so many days in a week, but not make them play matches because they are afraid of, as you had mentioned in one of the previous questions, that tournament pressure. That
Correct.
My academy will lose somewhere and I'll have a bad name. Tomorrow, other students will not come. It's a very wrong thinking. They have to, if you're not making your players play matches every week, it's bad. Meaning, I would say that is called being a fraud. If you're not making and many academies will decide, once we have a set team, we are going to play the tournament. But then, how are you going to be creating set players for the future if you're not putting them in the deep end today? And lastly, it is that we need more residential academies in India. We need more. I want to see residential academies in every corner of the country, because that is what's going to elevate high performance, because then you're controlling the whole lifestyle of players and you have a bigger pool of better players for the Indian national team to choose from. So these are, I would say, the key mistakes. And one more, I can talk about mistakes forever. Many academies look at the coaching certification, right? Again, a very controversial thing to say. I do not value licenses too much, because I just believe it's a theater. It's a acting class. Like, every federation has a different way of doing it. You cannot put your own ideas completely. It's those few minutes when it's your exam as a coach, which means that you're given a topic, you present it, you have an instructor, tutor, examiner, whatever you call them. If you do it their way, it's great. If it's very different from how they want it to be done, you will fail. You will fail the course, and that will affect your status, in the sport, your income, and everything else. So I really believe it's acting. My suggestion to all the coaches is just go for the license. Just learn how you want them to do it their way. Come back home, whatever you liked from there, of course, pick it up, integrate it in your own thing, but do it on your own, and do it in your own way, whatever you think works well. And I would like academies to, so there's D license, C license, B license, A license, pro license. For a lot of us, the moment someone is a pro license or an A license, he's better than a D license or C license. That's absolutely wrong. We have a Dronacharya, which is Dronacharya awardee, which is the coach who gets the award from the president for their service. One of our Dronacharyas, his name is Bimal Ghosh. He doesn't even have a D license, and he's produced 32 India players.
Oh, nice.
So that is something that I want academy owners and all to stop giving so much importance to.
License is just a document.
It's a document.
Actually,
It's a piece
your
of paper.
efforts, your hard work.
It's completely a piece of paper, good to put on your CV,
Correct.
good to put on the wall, and good within coaches to flaunt that I have this license, and I'm saying this being a UEFA B license myself, which is, and a UEFA is Europe, right? So it's much more prestigious than an Asian one. Having said that, being a B myself, I'm saying that it's
all
important.
about skills, I guess.
It's all about coaching. Like coaches will only improve by coaching more.
Coaching more, true.
Coach as many hours as possible, coach different age groups, coach players with different difficulties, and that's what's going to actually get us better coaches for the country, not the certification. Certification should just be done just because it's needed.
Exactly. So you have given a lot of insights on this football profession, and even I was also not aware of this lot of things that you have mentioned. This is really useful, and I think this is really useful for audience as well, and this is awareness actually, somehow I will say, because parents, they don't know what is the career and what is the scope, because sometimes it happen like that particular child is saying, I want to make a career in football, but parents are against to this. But now you have provided that better benefits and insights on this. So this awareness is most important, and I think thank you so much for this, and also like coming on our podcast and shares a lot of thing and a lot of motivation, and of course discipline, that is most important thing. And of course, like you also look like a lot of disciplined person, and I really appreciate you. So thank you so much.
Thank you so much for inviting me and giving me this platform to talk about such a wonderful sport. And I hope that even if one person sees this video and takes Indian football seriously, I think that's the success for me.
Wow, that's
and
really
I wish
nice.
you all the best, and some of your questions, all your questions in fact were phenomenal, and I really hope that this podcast channel goes to another level, another height.
Yeah, thank you so much. So thank you so much audience for watching us, and if you are loving this kind of videos, so stay tuned, do like, share, subscribe to our YouTube channel and watch more videos, and also you can comment down on which topic you want to see more videos.